Getting new wheels can really enhance the look of your truck, and some wheels can even change your truck's stance, giving you a more aggressive track width. So maybe you want to pick out some wheels, but you're not sure exactly what will fit your truck and get you the look that you want. Well, we're going to go over all of that today on RealTruck Explained. The size and style of your tires will obviously affect appearance, but for this video, we're only going to focus on wheels. First, let's talk about offset. Offset confuses a lot of people, but it's really simple. If you were to draw a line through the center of a wheel, offset is how many millimeters off the mounting pad is set from that center line. If the mounting pad of the wheel is directly in line with the center of the wheel, that's known as a zero offset. But if you were to take that wheel and push it in towards the vehicle 20 millimeters, pushing the center line 20 millimeters away from that mounting pad, that's known as a plus 20 offset. Take that same wheel and push it away from the vehicle, pushing the tire out 20 millimeters, that's called a negative 20 offset. You measure the width of the wheel from the inside of the bead seats. That's where the tire meets the wheel, not from the outside. And because those bead seats are about a ½ inch thick, if you measure the outside of a 9-inch wide wheel, you'll probably come up with about 10 inches. Now I want you to be aware of that if you decide to put a tape measure in your new wheel. Wider wheels typically have more aggressive offsets because the inside lip could get too close to suspension components, or it might not even mount to the hub. So there's usually a correlation between wider widths and lower offset numbers. The radius in which a tire turns gets larger with a wider stance, and that may require some trimming on the truck for tire clearance. But if you lift that vehicle away from that larger radius, sometimes it requires less trimming or no trimming at all. This is a 20-inch wheel with a 12.5-inch width and a negative 55 offset. If we were to put this wheel on the truck behind us, the outside edge of the wheel would protrude out more than 5 inches past the factory setup. Now that would require so much trimming that we just considered this a non-fitment without a lift. In order for a wheel like this to fit on the truck behind us, we recommend at least 6 inches of lift. Now here's something that comes up from time to time. The tires on the truck behind me are about 33 inches tall and about 12.5 inches wide. More importantly, they're approved to be installed on a wheel up to 11 inches wide. This wheel's 12 inches wide. Now technically, we could take that tire installed on this wheel, but that's known as stretching and we don't recommend it. It decreases the load capacity of the tire and it also increases the chances that the tire can come loose from the wheel. That's called de-beading. A lot of tire installation companies will not install combinations like that. Now, if you take it upon yourself to go that route, make sure you understand your limitations. Now let's talk about backspacing. Backspacing is the number of inches from the mounting pad to the inside lip of the wheel. Now, some lift kit companies will actually change your backspacing requirements. So if you pick out a wheel that's got too much backspacing, it might not even mount. Fortunately, most lift kit companies will list their backspacing requirements along with other wheel and tire fitment recommendations to help you easily pick out something that will fit and that will look good on your truck. Let's take a look at some examples. This truck is a 2019 new body style Chevy Silverado 1500 with a 3-inch lift installed. For tires, we got a 305/55/20 installed on a 9-inch wide wheel with a +1 offset. Now I did have to trim a little bit on the backside of the fender liner, but that keeps it from rubbing and we consider that to be a fit. Here we have a 2018 F-150 with a 6-inch lift installed. This has got some 35-inch aggressive all-terrain tires wrapped around American Force 22x12 wheels with a negative 40 offset. That puts the edge of the tire about 3.5 inches past the fender. Now we did have to trim some of the fender liner and the bumper lip. We also removed the front crash bar. Finally, we have our 2020 Ram 2500. Now this truck has been lifted 3 inches in the front and we installed some 37-inch by 11.5-inch mud terrain tires on a wheel that's 20x9 with a +1 offset. Now this 37-inch tire is way taller than the factory tire, and when you turn your steering wheel, it reaches a lot further in. Now, if this was mounted to the factory wheel, you'd have a really nasty sounding rub against your frame and your sway bar. But with this +1 offset, the entire assembly is brought out about 3/4 of an inch and it completely eliminates all of that rub. Well, how do you like your ride setup? Let us know down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all our latest content. As always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.